Route 1 Fitness, hello, 'tis a pleasure to be back. And today it's a beautiful Thursday, it's kind of sunny, it's very flipping warm. And what we are doing today is we're doing a little bit of strongman conditioning stuff. I have used a lot more of like a hybrid strongman approach over the last few months. Basically strongman exercises, but slightly lighter. And today I'm probably gonna still kind of follow that path, but maybe increase the weight a little bit. Quick warm up, and then I'm going to walk you through my particular approach to how exactly you can implement different strongman exercises to build amazing kind of functionality, really good physique, and a nice kind of overall athletic, like three-dimensional athletic performance. But for now, I'm 34, so I can't jump straight into it. Let's get warm. General warming phase done, mobility done, taking my shirt off, done, obviously, because it is 1,000 degrees in here and it's me. Guys, big kind of revelation, I have moved into hybrid training, and that is still, or this happened about a month or so ago, and this is still the case. However, I am now going to take the lead on my own programming, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Basically, the primary reason, I like power output, and I don't think many people do this stuff right. So what I want to do is bring that level of kind of like my expertise to the forefront of your awareness through these vlogs. And basically, I've constructed a completely new kind of training template for myself that I'm incredibly excited about. I've spoke to a few other people about it. They think it's absolutely flipping awesome as well, and they're going to help kind of collaborate with me on this. But for now, what I'm going to do is basically give you an overview of what exactly that looks like. Volume, overall total volume is going to drop probably by about a third or by about half, but intensity is definitely going to go through the roof. And for me, the kind of thing that makes me feel as though I've had a good session is not, you know, doing 1,000 lunges for time or all this other absolute insanity that kind of the CrossFit and functional fitness world have brought into our awareness that doesn't follow any principles of strength and conditioning. It is more intent, and some people like that super, with the lower intensity, super kind of high volume stuff. For me, the thing that like makes me pumped and kind of leave the gym feeling as though I'm battered, but I flipping loved it, is the intensity. That is the component that's been missing recently. So I'm going to do some heavier stuff. I'm going to do some quick stuff. I'm going to do some snappy, powerful, explosive work. And even in my strongman training today, that is what I'm going to show you. So a few dynamic drills as always, but attacked with a little bit more intensity as standard, as per the theme of today. And then we'll be cracking in again in a second. I'll show you through that stuff, and then I'll walk you through a little bit about what the rest of today is going to look like. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Strongman Power. So again, I'm a big fan of strongman kind of as a methodology anyway. I think it's super flipping fun and playful. Sandbags, drags, carries, pushes, pulls. I think as long, because some of it, the only kind of downside of strongman training generally in my eyes is that some of the exercises, some of the carries as an example, might not necessarily work some of the joints and the musculature at full range. So as long as you partner it with full range stuff, I think it's an unbelievable flipping training tool and unbelievable methodology generally. So implementing some power into this, I'm going to start today with a primer. So I'm going to do some loaded jumps. This is where basically I'm holding some dumbbells. I'm going to jump up as soon as I land, and my body lands with the extra weight of the dumbbells. Dumbbells are going to be released. I'm going to be up onto the box from there. I'm going to do, keep having to look because I've forgotten what I've written. I'm going to do 4 reps of that, 60 seconds break, and then again. So I'm only going to do 2 rounds of that. Again, a primer. The whole purpose of this is just enough volume to kind of get you warmed up and make sure that you are ready and slightly more effective and efficient and primed and activated for the strength movements that are going to come after that, but not too many of them that you're going to kind of start to build up a little bit of fatigue. And from there, we are going to do some sandbag step ups. So I'll do this on the shoulder, contralaterally. So whichever shoulder the sandbag is on, the other leg will be the working leg. Do a few reps of that. Onto farmer's walk, will be downstairs for that one. And that is something I want to make sure that, again, a lot of the time it's speed, but I want to kind of load this as heavy as I can. And then we're just going to do a little bit of a burner set at the end with some sled push. some kettlebell banded deadlifts with the band behind the neck. So basically it's kind of like half deadlift, half good morning, some ring rows and some Philly press, and 4 rounds for time to finish off with. But basically the 2 main ones are the sandbag step ups and the farmer's walk. Looking at this, you've always got to kind of reverse engineer the way you execute it from what the objective is. And the objective, power stuff we're going to do in the primer, and we'll do that a little bit on the finishing set. But the sandbag step ups and the farmer's walks, that is the heavy focus. Let's go. All the sandbags done, and the first round of farmer's walks done as well. They felt okay actually. I might go slightly heavier. Sandbags, the middle set kind of hurt my left knee, which has been a recurring injury for a while. I say injury, a little bit of a niggle. But again, I kind of got to work around it. I've worked out the step ups, and single leg work overall doesn't really hurt it too much. So that's what I'm doing. You've got to listen to your body to a point. When it's tired, sometimes you've got to push through, but if you're getting like sharp pains, it's probably for a reason. So farmer's walks feeling good. Again, just the intention, just knowing that I've only got 3 sets. For me, I'm like flipping heck, I've got to take advantage of this, I've got to go hard. I don't mind binning myself kind of every single flipping rep with this because I don't have 1200 reps in the session. So another round of farmer's walks. Let's see how we get on. As the farmer's walks done and in the bag, they were suitably spicy. I do have to say, actually, it was nice putting a little bit more weight on the bar. But again, knowing that you have a limited amount of volume, you do kind of look at things through a slightly different lens. And you are naturally, well, you could just bitch out of it, but usually if you're wired in a certain way and if you're slightly more dopamine dependent, like myself and a lot of kind of people who are drawn to explosive sports are, you're gonna look at it through the lens of, I've only got potentially, 6 reps, 10 reps, 3 reps, whatever it may be total, to get as much of a training effect as I can in this particular exercise. So for me, it's nice kind of cutting the volume in half, and I feel weird, literally. So it's Thursday today. I've trained like this Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, and I kind of feel like I'm home. I'm already like falling into my groove a little bit again, feeling as though my grip strength is getting stronger. Probably psychosomatic after like 3 days, but just feeling as though I'm starting to execute things in the way I want to again. And it is blissful. So now the last little bit, the burner set, which is what I'm going to do with all of my strongman training, is finish off with something a little bit more full range. Again, the one downside of strongman training generally is that some of the lifts and the carries, they might not work the joints at a particularly acute angle. Think of farmer's walks, obviously incredible amount of load through your spine, great for grip strength, great for kind of your traps, everything down kind of the pillar of strength down your spine, but you're not really working kind of the ankle, knee and hips at a particular range. So I'm gonna do some high box step ups, I'm gonna do some sled pushes just because I need to get as much sled work in as possible before the end of July. It's kind of the 23rd of June now, so I've got about 5 weeks before my 24-hour world record. And then I'm gonna do some Philly press just for shoulders and some ring rows just for some pull. So push, pull, couple of legs, might throw some core in there. And basically this is where I'm gonna try and increase the volume overall, but the main chunk of the session is done. And this is basically just a little kind of finisher, a little pump finisher where I get a little bit of muscle tissue perfusion, get a little bit of blood flow, a little bit of growth hormone release, and hopefully get a little bit of dopamine, endorphins pumping in my brain as well. Let's go.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Why you be all on my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you $1 or something? Don't hang with a who line for nothing. I see that we different, you riding, I double. I don't do discussions on bragging about hundreds. Don't go to your places, I know that they sunken. Don't call me your brother, I barely could trust it. I talked to a shorty, she bagging the bugging. And I'ma need all of my dollars on corporate, so hand me the money, I divvy the pot.
And there we have it, guys. The session is done and in the bag. I'm happy with this general kind of setup and process. Having a power primer, low impact, low eccentric load at the beginning just gets me flipping primed. Two major kind of strongman strength moves. The sandbag step up is, well, it's not exactly a strongman move, but effectively it's a heavy kind of awkward implement, working grip, working kind of your torso and your trunk has to stay stable whilst your lower body is working. And again, it just takes that domain of kind of like heavy single leg work away from a barbell. And then into farmer's walks, heavier today than I've gone in a while. And then into a little pump finisher for, again, a little bit of muscle tissue perfusion, a little bit of pump, a bit of growth hormone release that's only gonna aid the stuff we did earlier in the session. So primer, a couple of different strongman strength exercises, and then a pump finisher. Boom, done. Super happy with that. If you have not yet done so, please do make sure you subscribe. If you did enjoy it, please do like, leave any questions in the comments, and any kind of queries as to what other components are part of my current training regime, just put them down if you are curious at all. But basically I will be documenting a lot more of that in a lot more kind of comprehensive detail with my new plan, how I'm kind of combining my own unique alchemy of strongman training, a little bit of kind of classic weightlifting and powerlifting style stuff, power stuff, and that in the form of kind of a hybrid approach, because I want to be able to do a decent 5K run as well. So in terms of how I'm going to be doing that and tying it all in together, the coaches that I'm working with, etc. Again, this is the first in kind of a bit of a mini series, because I will be covering this in a lot more detail soon. But until then, beautiful people, stay strong, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I'll see you soon.